Maurice always got beats, man. We are live.
Yo.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome to another Loser podcast.
What we do.
I'm your host, Blake Elisa, here with Keenan.
Baker, what's up?
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey, you know, before we get this podcast, can we have a moment of silence?
Moment of silence.
Yeah, moment of silence. For Denver Broncos asshole getting tore up yesterday.
Jesus Christ. Them dudes didn't show up, man. Dudes did not show up to the game.
I don't want to hear about great that, great as this, he's great, but he's not. Listen, we don't believe you.
This might sound preposterous,
right.
But Eli Manning is a better playoff quarterback.
Who would have thought the little brother would be better than him? The little brother's never better than the older brother.
Yeah,
Clearly,
he's You know what's funny? That first play of the game, it was just like something's off. Like they wasn't there to play. Like they wasn't there. The center wasn't there. Peyton Manning wasn't there. It's not just, you know, the defense, nobody showed. The coaches, the trainers, nobody showed up.
Let me tell you what that game was. I'm going to make it very clear and very simple to you guys. Remember those...
God, he's still coughing.
Remember in high school, there was those teams that were, I don't want to say fundamentally sound, but they all played team ball. Like, they all could shoot. They weren't athletic, weren't fast, weren't quick.
The suburb kids.
Suburb kids, right? Suburb kids, right? They played Westchester yesterday. Then when they met Westchester, they couldn't believe the speed, the height, the agility, the quickness.
For those who don't know, Westchester is a LA school normally ranked in the nation for basketball.
Okay. Usually top 5. And you know who Westchester is. Let's get that clear. All right. Goodness. But anyway, so Keenan, how's your week been, man?
Why you say it like that?
I don't know.
My week's been pretty good. Had a few shows, knocked those out, had some fun.
Yes, sir.
Like I said, you can, if you want to, you know, keep updated with my shows, follow me on Twitter at Keenan_Baker. I post a lot of my shows on there. You can come through. Instagram, all that stuff. Keenan Baker, follow that. You know.
Yeah.
My week was good. I mean, I just did some shows. I found out about a new way to. It's not a new way at all, by far, but a way to meet women that I haven't been doing before. What I probably should have been doing.
What way is that, Keenan Baker?
He's a robot.
Yeah.
Online dating, man. I gave in. I finally was like, all right, I'm gonna try it.
Gonna try it.
And I wasn't going to at all. You know, it didn't even cross my mind until our buddy Teef Myers talked about it, and then he was like, man, yeah, I was on it for a while. So, you know what's funny? Because I never used to do online dating, but I used to do, like, you know, social media dating, like Black Planet. I was a beast on Black Planet. I ain't gonna lie, I was getting so many girls off Black Planet. My name was Hazel-Eyed Jigga. Hazel-Eyed _Jigga. Now, you right. Go ahead and clown.
Disgusting.
Then I changed it to Scorpio for life. Ricky Johnson hates that name. Every time I say that name, he roasts me every single time.
His name is Scorpio.
Scorpio for life G, actually. Scorpio for life G. That was a G.
Oh, man. That shit is awful. That's embarrassing.
The hazel-eyed Scorpio. So I usually talk to girls and get girls off, like, MySpace and Black Planet and Facebook and stuff. But now, man, like... online date, man. Different sites. OkCupid. You know what's funny? I signed up for like a bunch of sites before, like years ago. So my profile is probably still on there. I signed up for like interracial.com, cougar.com. You know, what's wrong with those? Like, because I wanted specifics. I was like, all right, I want women that like black guys for sure. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. So I went straight there.
I'm not judging. It's just interesting because, like, you can just tell, like, culturally where dating has gone now. Because what did he used to do? There used to be really like 3 main places: the bar, the club, or even your religious
church,
you know, church, synagogue, mosque, whatever. You'd be like, that's what you mean, a good girl, right?
A good woman there, guy.
Or even like family functions, because it'd be like somebody's friend of a friend of a friend,
Mm-hmm.
you know, or a fifth. I guess the fifth option would be like somebody you grew up with.
Yeah.
But now everything has changed because we're moving so fast.
Yeah.
Where now there's a lot of people that are online dating and nobody's talking about it.
Yeah, that's the thing. People act like, yeah, I met a nice guy.
Yeah.
But they ain't say they met him on some online dating site.
Yeah. So,
Like she ran into Richard at the grocery store. No, you didn't.
Mm-hmm. How do you feel about that? Like, I know for me, I'm a homebody. I do 3 things consistently: hoop, gym, comedy. That's it. Comedy falls under sketch, stand-up, sketch and stand-up. Hanging out to me is hanging out with a bunch of comedians just talking shit.
Yeah.
So I don't even put myself in position. Like, yo, let me go get a hot one, you know, ha ha ha.
I think it's perfect. It's perfect. It's perfect for today's age because a lot of people are doing a bunch of things. Like a lot of people are on the go, and most people are online instead of doing like. And it's actually for me, I think it might even be a little bit easier to meet people online because so many people, the rejection's easier. To be honest with you,
Ooh.
The rejection's a lot easier online.
That's actually deep, yeah. It is.
Yeah, I mean, for real, like women don't have to do rejection as much as guys. Don't try to argue it. You don't. We have to face rejection a lot more than you guys, and for us, it's definitely a lot easier for us. And then also too, for both parties, I mean, you get to put your best up. Your best is forward. Like, yeah, you might go to the club, you might not be feeling it that night. You might not feel like you look the best that night, but you could put your best pictures up at your best angle. You know, look the best. So you're actually it sucks, but you're actually tricking people more online.
Right.
You know, but I mean, I think.
From an external, oh, nigga, I'm a beast. Are you kidding me? I can give him all my headshots. I can write, right? Look.
B's a poetry writer too.
Right.
So.
Poetry right here. Think about my summary, my likes. I like jazz, LACMA. What?
Let me tell you something, B. When we get off this podcast, I need you to write me a quick poem for one of these. Just write me a poem on my thing. I like poetry too.
Nigga, you already know I've got a bag of those, nigga. I'll give you some old ones that'll still work for you. It's nothing to me. Oh, it's weird because you right. It's the rejection. Let me tell you something, man. I'll never remember when I was in high school and we were playing against Chatsworth High, and I was like, man, I want to get that girl. Let me tell you, there was nothing worse. Not by her saying no. I'll never forget the step she took down walking away from me. When I was like, what's good with you, Ma?
First thing he said, we was all there. As me, our friend Daniel, our friend Ricky. It was a whole we played frost soft basketball at the time when we were freshman, sophomore. So the whole sophomore team was up in the bleachers. And he was like, yo, I want her right there. We was like, yo, go holler at her. So we up on top of the bleachers.
Oh, gassing me up.
He goes to the middle of the bleachers to go holler at her.
Gassing me up.
And, we gassed him up. Like, go do it, dog. And he hit it with the, what's good, with whatever.
Cameron was hot at that time.
Yeah, that's when Dipset was on fire.
It was on fire. Don't judge me.
That's when New York was taking over the hip-hop gangs. So everybody was saying Ma. So you got to give him a pass for that. You don't, but you give him a pass for that.
Oh, folks say, Cam, stop the rap.
You got to get the gun, just box it out. Let this drop. So he goes and holler at him. He's like, it was good, bye, and he's doing the shimmy with the shoulders and the hands. It's the funniest shit in the world.
I like talking with my hands, too.
Yeah, it's the funniest shit in the world. And she just looks at him and goes like 4 bleachers down. And his pride made him stay there.
You know what's the worst part about it was? I wish I turned invisible because I knew you guys were looking at me. But the moment I looked back at you guys...
Let me tell you something. We held the laugh until he looked back at us because we wanted him to see us. We didn't want him to hear us. We wanted him to see us laugh at this dude. He turned around, slow motion with the Baleko look in the corner of his eye. 15 of us rolling, crying all over the bleachers. And you know what's funny? She even looked back. She knew we were laughing at the situation. She just sat there like,
they're so mature. You I'll tell you this though, Keenan. You're right. That rejection is nothing like rejection. In the internet, it's kind of like a defense mechanism. Because like, you could. It's weird because everybody doesn't say that they find people online, but then like, OkCupid, interracial dating, Cougar.com, whatever, adult friend finder. You go on there and it's like the fact. You don't even have to even go through the whole detail of like, yo, how you doing? I like you. And the girl looks at you up and down like, whatever. They just don't respond. You're just on to the next one because there's like millions of chicks on the net.
Yeah, you don't got to deal with the physical rejection of a girl looking at you saying, no, I don't want to give you my number. That she just won't say anything. I'd rather have that. Right, cool. You can wait a day. She don't respond. You move on.
Right.
And
definitely a numbers game.
Yeah, and regardless, rejection. At the end of the day, rejection hurts to a point. Like for me personally, I'm not the super player type. You know, I mean, I had my fair share when I was younger, but I was never the guy that was like, yo, I don't go hollering at 50 chicks at once. You know what I'm saying? That's just not me.
Too much work.
So when my numbers is lower because I holler at less women, so the rejection's higher. So when
numbers game.
Yeah, so when I'm hiring, when I'm going to these chicks, the rejection hurts more. Whereas somebody that might holler at every chick they see, they're numb to rejection. Like, for example, James Baker, my father, like
the one and only,
Big Game James. This guy has never heard of rejection. Like my dad, and my dad's a New Yorker. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's the New York mentality. You know, rejection doesn't bother him.
Not at all.
You gotta honestly, like after him and my parents got divorced, I've seen my dad holler at hundreds of women.
Let me tell you what rejection means to a man like Mr. Baker. Rejection doesn't mean no. Rejection to him means I need you to try harder.
Yeah.
It's a challenge to him. Well, you think I'm not going to get that, huh?
Exactly. And he's persistent. And then even when he's not, and even if you just like, nah, he's looking at you like you lost. Which you're probably right in a sense. But it was just funny. Like, I'll tell you even some stories like, well, I remember my dad was known for this. He was known for hollering chicks at the bus stop because they're vulnerable, they're weak, you know. they don't. In his eyes, right?
You have no confidence on the bus.
Yeah. So yeah, exactly. Your confidence is ready to dwindle. So this is the 90s. All right. This is the 90s, early 2090s.
It's not like you're on your cell phone on the bus.
So back then the bus is probably even harder because you know. So anyway.
Taking it.
So. All my dad would do is he'll drive and see a bad chick and go, ooh, that's what he did. Ooh, look at that one. I'll be in the back seat, right? Different times. Me and my brother, either we're both in the back seat or one's in the front and the back. He'll honk. He sees that her attention goes up, so he'll go all the way back around, make a U-turn. I'm like, Dad, what are you doing? He'll be like, relax. Come back around. She'll get in the car. So there's been times when me and my brother were in the back seat,
so funny, man.
And he made the chick get into the back seat.
This is awful, man. Or
I was sitting in the front seat, my brother wasn't with us, and he'll make the girl get into the back seat, and I still sit in the front. You don't understand. To me, like I remember as a kid, adults were only allowed to sit in the front seat, so I rarely ever sat in the front seat. So the fact that I was a kid and he made us, and I know that's just how my dad was. So in my head, I always thought like adults always had to sit in the front. So I'm going to get out the car to get a letter in the front seat. My dad's like, "What you doing? Stay in there." I was like, "Well, she's an adult." He was like, "I don't give a shit. Sit in the front seat." So she's sitting in the back.
So I'm picturing this. So you're in the front. Is Corey in the back?
No. This is sometimes Corey wasn't with us. Corey we had practice or something like that.
Right.
So she's sitting in the back, and then let me tell you, this is the funniest line. One of the funniest lines I've ever heard my dad say. So we was in the car driving, and she's like, "So where you taking me or whatever?" And he was like, "Where you want to go? Where you stay at? I'll drop you off at home or whatever." I said, "No, we can go somewhere else, whatever like that." I'm in the car. I'm hearing all this. Like, it's like I'm not even there. Like, these niggas just talking through me. So my dad being in the military, you know, he's like, hey, you know, I want to take you around the world. And my dad, you know, he has his military stuff in his car.
Here he goes.
So she knows he's military. So she's thinking, oh, for real? I'm thinking he might take me on a trip. That's what I'm assuming she's thinking, because she's like, for real, we gonna take me? You know, I love traveling. And he goes, no, I want to take you around the world. I want to stick it in your mouth, your asshole, and your pussy. That's what he said. That's around the world to my dad. He wants to go, your body is around the world, and he wants to go around it.
Zoing.
I've seen him get rejected. I've seen him, like, one time we were driving in the car, and the front seat window doesn't roll down. So he put him to the chick, and he had to roll down his back window. He's like, what's good with you, ma? How you doing, or whatever? And she was like, your window didn't even work. He was like, what's the problem? My car drives. Like, I don't see what the problem is. I mean, he's like, I'm in a 04. You in a 96. What's the problem? And she was like, nah. She dissed him. He was like, whatever. He hollered at the next chick on the next light.
Let me tell you something. His level of commitment, he needs internet dating. That person needs internet dating. You know why? Because it cuts the time for him. He's wasting too much gas.
Yeah, exactly. Like, so, I mean, internet dating, like, I don't knock it now. I used to be hard on it. I used to think you were a loser.
I used to think you were a loser until I start to realize friends of friends. I was like, yo, you got, because it'd be like, man, she's real nice. How'd you get her? Because I know you don't do shit.
Yeah. Like, you don't go out? How did you meet her?
How do you meet her? Because we both know we both don't go out.
Yeah.
We don't do shit.
And I think that's what it is. I mean, for me, I thought it was like corny, because I was like, man, you got to go online and get chicks.
Right.
So I used to make fun of people. My dad hopped online. My dad wasn't computer savvy at first. Now he's Mr. Tech guy. Mm-hmm. So before, he used to have me, you know, type. He was like, yo, type this for me, because my dad used to type super slow, like I'm talking about a letter a minute.
Hilarious.
So
letter.
So he'd be like, hey, Keenan, type this for me. What's good, man? That's what
Call back.
So here's what he would say, but like, don't type this for me. Dad was like, I'm not typing this. He was like, type this for me, or else you're gonna be on punishment. I was like, so I was like, look, Dad. He's having typed this all this shit. Like, look, man, just copy and when he found out what copy and paste was, let me tell you something. This dude I wrote him a small paragraph to say to women. This dude copied and pasted was sending like to 150 chicks.
Once again, going back, it's a numbers game.
It's a number. My dad always told me that as a kid. He's like, it's a numbers game. At the end of the day, you got to play the numbers. The more women you holler at, the more you get. The less you get. I know it's quality over quantity. Quantity over quality, or whatever quality. I think it's quality over quantity. Yeah, that's right.
Come on, pull through.
Not my dad's eye. My dad was, you know, the more I don't care how they look. My dad had some horrible looking women. He'll vouch. He got a great wife now, that, you know, he's happy and everything. But before that, this
beast mode.
Yeah, this dude would bring home some wildebeest, man, some silverback gorillas. But it was a numbers game. He didn't care. He was smashing.
So it's weird now, because when I think about it, it's like everything we do in life, technology has advanced it. From like, man, we can shoot a web series, edit it by ourselves, that we're doing with our own computer. We use technology for everything. What makes us think we won't use finding a companion, love, or, I mean, even marriage? Like, you know, you see on TV, ChristianMingle.com, or the advertisement, Muslim singles, Jewish love, J-Love, and stuff like that.
Everything, yeah.
So what makes us think that, like, that would still be, I don't want to say sacred, but that would be like, no, you have to go out and meet somebody. Because it is kind of a stigma. You met somebody online, but then this sounds weird. I'm not saying, like, the internet is, like, playing, I don't want to say playing God, but when you go online and you put a profile out, and let's say you're being real on the profile. Like, I'm like, all right, I like to do this, that. And some girls like, I like to do this, that. You're like, height, weight, this, that. I like this team, blah, blah. I'm from here, that same age.
Right.
And you guys match. That actually gives you a higher chances of you possibly being happier than you, let's say, hey, man, we can go to Stevie's club, blah, blah, blah. We're going to meet some hoe bitches, or whatever. And it'd be like, nigga, I was 0 for 30 tonight, nigga.
But, and also, too, you think about, for a guy, going out is way more expensive for a guy.
Oh.
Unless you're going, like, to a lounge. But if you're going to, like, the club to meet chicks, which is probably actually a horrible place to meet chicks unless you're going to just try to smash or something.
Oh, smash bodies.
But a club for a guy, you're paying $20 to $40 in LA. Then parking, you're paying another $15-$20.
Right.
Then you're gonna probably pay what if you're gonna buy a woman a drink, you're spending at least probably like $50 on drinks if you're buying multiple chicks drinks.
What?
Like you're coming out almost $100 at night.
Easy.
Online dating, you spend nothing, no money.
Right.
And it's just more convenient. Like
you can do that anywhere.
Like,
online dating.
And think about social media, like it's the social part of it. Like you're actually being social online. So now it's like you're at a social event online. You're pretty much having an online party online when you're just going through these chicks. But you're able to just be like nah, yes, nah, yes. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you get to pick and choose, and there's the consequences and the repercussions are a lot lower.
Right. It's weird, man. Like it wasn't until yesterday till Tiff was telling us. I was like, this is kind of weird, but because you know what it is. I used to laugh at your dad for so many years. Like, look at him. Look at he's really doing it. He's online. He's getting them. But it's a part. The internet's a part of our culture. So what makes you think that part of our life wouldn't be affected by the internet?
Yeah, it's true. I mean, and then a lot of people now are more comfortable online. Right. They're more comfortable talking online. Somebody that talks online a lot might go outside and will never even talk to a chick. Right. Like they think some of these nerds that never leave their computer what talk to chicks and holler at chicks. They're more comfortable being online. They feel like they're wittier online. They feel like when they're in front of a person, they're not as witty, or they might have a little more anxiety. There's no pressure. Right. You know, and you remember all they're seeing is your best up front. So you're not looking weird in front of them. Right. They're seeing all they're doing is they're typing to you, then they're probably gonna go back to your picture and say, hey, this person's kind of cute. I like this picture of them, and they're staring at your picture while they're texting you, while they're typing to you.
Messaging you back. Yeah.
You know.
It's weird, but at the same time, when you go out to a club and you do meet somebody, aren't you wearing your best?
Yeah, you're wearing your best, but still, it's that pressure that you have to talk. And you have to respond quicker. Right. Online, I can take my time. Right. You know, I can, even if I'm online now, but if a woman goes, hey, how you doing? And I see it, but I'll respond later. Right. I can respond 6 hours later. You can't respond 6 hours later if somebody's in front of you. You can't. Right. You got it. It's instant response, and I think it's a good and bad thing. I think there should be a combination of both. Yeah. But there's some people that they in relationships online they never even met before. That's how crazy online dating is.
Fucking crazy.
Let me see. My longest relationship came from online. Right. Not online. I guess not necessarily an online dating site, but I met her off MySpace back in the day, and it was from like we went to high school together. But we never talked like that, and then after we both graduated, like 3 years moved from high school. 3 or 4 years moved from high school. We seen each other on MySpace, and we just like, hey, you look familiar, and we chatted online for like a week straight, and then we met.
That's crazy.
You know, and now we were together on and off 5 years.
That's a trip. It may be because the way we live now, with people doing so much, and everything is so fast, and everything is so instantaneous, we probably don't even have the time like we used to. Like I know for sure, like our parents' generation might have been the last generation where go out and go meet somebody. What's wrong with you? You're getting old.
I need grandkids.
I need grandbaby. Where our generation is like, well, everything is so fast. Maybe it's kind of necessary for us to, not necessary, but that's a good viable option. Like when you hear about girls be like, oh, I'm 23, I'm single, I'm 24, I'm single, I'm 28, I'm single. Huge jump. I'm 28, I'm single.
Shots fired.
Why don't you hilarious. Why don't you go create a profile and go find somebody?
And it's starting to become normal now. You got to think when online dating, like eHarmony might have been one of the first sites, something like that, one of the first mainstream big sites.
Like what?
And it was you got like you're on online dating. Oh my gosh! And the next like 10, 15 years is probably going to even get revolutionized even more. But that's going to be normal. People are going to be like, yo, why are you not online dating?
Right, you're going to look crazy. Because you kind of do look crazy now. Like, you don't have a Facebook, Twitter, you don't have nothing.
Yeah. Like, only people that get away with not having, like, a Facebook and Twitter is people that are over 40 years old and probably in their mid-30s or so because of the fact that they kind of grew up without it. So, like, I'm not going to jump on it now. But our generation, we're like the last generation that kind of grew up without it, but we grew up with it too. So we didn't have it at first. We remember life before Facebook, but now we're growing up into it also at its peak and still being young in it. So for us, it's like the generation below us. A lot of them they holler at chicks online. Right. Even if it's not like OkCupid or eHarmony, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. You know how many dudes I be seeing with they put a picture of her body. Oh, mom, what I gotta do to get with that? Ma, eat it up, night.
Really one of them.
Yeah, he's definitely one. He comments.
Sing all Drake songs on girls that put pretty pictures up.
How many have you got?
Oh, I've got none. It's a numbers game. I only did like 4.
Okay.
Get to 40, holla at me. But it's weird because when dudes do it on Facebook and Twitter, it's a little bit different. Mm-hmm. But then when you actually go to a website where it's like, no, we're actually going to be in love. Or this is a website for us to come together. Yeah. It's kind of shunned upon.
Yeah, it's definitely a little bit different. It's definitely a little bit different because when you're online or whatever, it's like when you're on Instagram, it's like it's not cool to be thirsty on Instagram.
But why am I with a bunch of girls?
But yeah, exactly. That's the only reason why. I have 300 friends people that I follow on there. 290 are just random chicks, fit chicks.
Why don't I waste time to be friends with women?
But I only look at the pictures. I don't holler at them like that.
Why do I want to be friends with women?
Exactly.
Why do I want to be friends with women? Doesn't make any sense, Keenan. I'm here to look at the pics. I need those for late nights. Need those pictures for late night, ladies. Keep those pictures coming in. You can email us at...
Why did you just get in the creep mode, dog? Why did you do that?
You can email us at loserent@gmail.com. Key, we gotta wrap it up, man.
Oh, that was quick.
Yeah, I mean, it's very interesting because it's like, it's almost going against, it's weird because, is this social taboo? It used to be social taboo. Because think about something like, remember the TV shows where they used to have like, hook people up in dates and stuff like that?
Yeah, the love connections.
Stuff like that. That was like, what? That's kind of, no, you go out and find somebody.
Yeah, it's changing now. It's definitely changing now. And I like it right now. I mean, I said that was corny. Like, I was signed up to a bunch of sites. So if you find my profile, like, on interracialdating.com, I've never, like, actually finished it. I might...
You know what he did? He was real confident. He was like, man, I'm going to get these girls. And as he was creating the profile, he started to feel guilty. That's why he did that.
That's exactly what happened. And I was on a cougar set. I was like, oh man, I feel like I'm taking advantage of these old ladies. I didn't even finish the profile yet. I just put a picture up.
Oh man, you're not alone, dog. You're not alone, man. Oh man, all the porn. I've been seeing those like the little third party websites when they get fucked tonight. I'm gonna do it.
I be looking at those two. I be like, these are too fake. Those seem so fake to me. I can't do those ones, and they might be real, but they seem so phony to me. I don't want to go there and get like raped or freaking like whatever. Like,
Daddy looking for a good time?
Shot or robbed or anything like that. I don't need that.
They be putting the baddest pic too. I'm like, man, I want a woman just like that.
It don't even be just bad pics. Like, these chicks be having like videos like, come talk to me and we can meet up tonight. I'm like, what?
It's hilarious, man. Keenan, give us your Twitter and Instagram and Facebook and
Twitter, Keenan_Baker. Keenan Baker, Instagram, Keenan Baker, everything else. Just you Google Keenan Baker. I'm probably the first one. I think I'm the first one that pops up in all those. So holla at me.
Yeah, you can follow. Remember, Luser Comedy. YouTube us, Luser Comedy, L.U.S.E.R. Instagram, Luser Comedy. You can email us questions or even topics at loserent@gmail.com. Follow us, Twitter, Instagram. Like us on Facebook. You can follow me,